Studio Nicole. I am Nicole, and I'm so glad that you're here. I am getting ready to do the most fun part of this whole process. So, we are starting week 4. It is the last week of Paper, Paint, and Possibility. Thank you so much for following along with me up to this point. You can see that we have a journal that is really coming together. It's feeling cohesive, it's feeling like it's almost finished, but we need some focal points and some words. Those are always like my finishing touches. So this is where we like start to give the journal some personality and some shape. So I have a couple of things here. First of all, I have my bin on my desk, which is all of the things I've already gathered that I thought would go well with this journal. And look, I don't know. I don't know about this gold. I mean, it's not bad with the copper. I thought it would be worse. You really can't see much of a difference. I can't even really see much of a difference in person. So I love this. And I might try to sneak some of it in and use it somehow. But I have some stamps. I want to keep those handy. My ink is over here. I have some fabric and some ribbon. I don't know how I will use this yet, or if I will even use it. Maybe I could like tie the journal closed or something. I don't know. We'll see. But I do have some fabric scraps and some ribbon. I have these little books of just like super fun stuff. I'm going to use some of this, I think, to collage. It's nice to kind of like give some background. I have just some random sort of scraps in this bin here. These are some watercolor things I've done. Some sewn tags, some little paper cutout windows, which I actually really love. I love all of this. Okay, this is why I gather stuff ahead of time, because now I'm like super inspired when I sit down. And if you've ever sat down and just looked at a journal and been like, what do I do with this? Like, this really helps to make sure that you're not like lost, right? It gives you some direction. So I do plan on using a lot of these collaged like bits. I posted another video maybe yesterday. It was like a bonus video, no, a couple of days ago, about how I made these. And I think these will work really, really well in here. So I'm going to use them kind of all the way through. And this will give me a quick way to add some focal images while also feeling to get like coherent. You know what I mean? It's all going to connect together because the style of these is similar. I also have a few other things in my bin here that I'm not sure about. I don't know about these. Like they maybe won't fit. Like not everything will be a win. Or maybe I'll use one here and one there and just rely on this, as like the bulk. I'm not sure. We're going to try it out though. We're going to try these things and we're going to see how we like them. Now, I find these little pages to be the most challenging. So, what I want to do is kind of give myself permission to maybe do something very minimal on these pages. I don't want to spend a lot of time being super fussy about these tiny little pages and trying to find things that kind of like fit. So I think I maybe just want to use my stamp to add a little bit of because right now there's nothing to focus on the page at all. So I think I'm just going to use my stamp. I'm going to add a little bit of, I need some background here so I don't stamp off onto anything. I'm just going to add a little. Now I've just given myself just the tiniest little hint of a leaf. I'm going to carry that across. And maybe a third one because I've got a lot of white space down here where I didn't get a lot of paint. So that would be a great place to like add a little garden happening. Okay. There we go. And I'm going to leave it. I might go back in later and add a couple of things, but I kind of love this like idea of this just little garden just growing on the first couple of pages. And yeah, I will say this. I printed these out. Okay. So this is That Summer Day by Mary Oliver, and it's one of my favorite poems, and I printed it out in my handwriting font. So this is, if you can see, if you can get close enough. Ooh, there it is. So online, I think it cost maybe $10. It used to be free. Nothing is ever free anymore. You can take your own handwriting, and you can like write out into these little blocks, like each letter, and then you scan it in, feed it into the program, and the program turns it into a font on your computer. So this is my handwriting as a font. And I love it because it allows me to put in things like this, which are really kind of personal to me. I really love this poem. It really means something to me. I don't have to necessarily handwrite the whole thing out, but I can still, it still feels like I wrote it. It's not perfect, obviously. Um, it definitely looks like a font, like it was printed, but I just love it. I just love it. I think it's such a cool way to bring a personal element in. And I really do want to bring this poem into this book somehow. I'm not sure if I'm going to just put the entire poem in or maybe just pull out some clips. I know the last I know like this last bit from about here down is the part that I kind of respond to the most, the part that I remember the most. It's probably also the part that's like quoted the most. And so maybe I'll just focus on that part. And I did print it twice just because you never know what will happen to a printed copy. And I didn't want to have to stop in the middle and print another one. So I just printed 2 copies of it. And I made the font a little bit bigger because it is a pretty small font. And so I just wanted there to be like, I wanted it to be readable on the page. So I have that also that I want to add in here somewhere, but I'm not exactly sure where. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with the focal images, and then I'm going to go from there. See, I do want to put this on one of my pages, but I want it on a wider page so that only the littlest bit is sticking out. And these are all too. Do I want it there? Maybe this one. Maybe this one? Let's look at what it looks like on the next one. I don't want too much of it sticking out. I just want a little tiny hint of it. All right, I kind of like it right there, just like that. So I'm going to start and glue this one down because I know I want this here. I'm not too worried about like a story or progression of ideas. Like there might be other projects where I am worried about that. And I try to work like in order and make sure that the pages all like follow one another thematically or logically somehow, but I'm not there right now. So I'm not gonna. Well, this glue is not working. Okay. Plan B. There's always another glue. We'll use this one. I need to take some time to get that other one like unstuffed up. I don't know what's wrong with it. I don't know why it's all. All right. So yeah, so I'm not too worried about like thematic placement. Like if I were doing a rainbow story, I would want to be really careful to keep the colors in order. Or if I were going to try and do images that match the words of the poem, I would try to map out like where they go in the book. I'm not doing that. I'm really coming at this very, like open, like whatever. Let's just see Let's just see what we want to do on any given page. So I have this one and I have another one that's like another green, but I think I want to use it somewhere else. So it's not like right on the next page. I want it to peek out just the littlest bit. So I'm going to put it right here. I'm going to be jumping around a little bit in this journal, and I'm not, it's funny because this is not typically how I work. Like I do tend to work in order. So this is a little unusual for me, but I really want to give myself permission to just to make quick decisions, to go with whatever feels good. I have this, which I love these like hand paint. This is just watercolor on paper and cut out. But I don't know. I feel like it's not showing up because it's too like green on green, which, makes sense. Okay, hold on one second. Okay, I have two options here. I grabbed an ink pad. I was thinking it would be like I could kind of ink the edges to give it more contrast. Oh, well, I don't love that. Maybe I need one of these. Not that one. Didn't I have another one? I don't know that I'm getting enough contrast here. Let's just go in and do it. Do it this way. I mean, that certainly works better, right? So you've definitely got better contrast on the page and you can see it against the background a little better, but I'm not convinced that that's the way to go, really. I'm going to try the Stabilo. Just going to outline this. I'm going to try and do this very quickly. I'm being very like scribbly kind of. Trying to stay around the edge, but not trying to be too precious about it. Okay, perfect. Now, no, I don't want to spray it. I'll just use a brush. Now remember that with Stabilo, it will get darker, and then when it dries, it will get lighter. So it looks dark now, but it won't be this dark later. And actually, I'm pretty happy with that. I think that the Stabilo was the right call. Certainly, it was faster than trying to ink all of these little edges. And I can always go back in and darken it later if I feel like it needs that. So the question is, I kind of want to layer it though. I want to put something underneath it. And I don't know exactly what. Do I want this copper foil paper back here? Do it like that. Maybe I don't like this edge being. All right, that's a start. I want maybe some book paper or something. Do I have any here? No. No, I don't think I want that at all. I'm not sure that I like this horse here either. I kind of like the tree, and I don't really like the image of the horse. So let's keep going. Or maybe I tear a different part out. Okay. Okay. I don't know. Can you see the house and the tree on the detailing? I kind of want that to show up. But now I don't like this weird line here. That looks kind of like bizarre. So maybe I was better with the first batch. Maybe I like that better. Okay. Let's do. I've got some book or some music paper here nearby. Just gonna tear some of this up. This is on the very last page, by the way. I'm not really being super careful about where I want things to be. Do I like that? Maybe I do. I think I'm gonna go with this. So yeah. I am going to just use my glue stick. I think this will work. The paper is a little wrinkled from the heat gun and the paint and whatnot, but I don't think it's too textured. I think that the glue stick will work. So if it doesn't, I'll come back in later and add a different kind of glue. We'll just come back and fix it. It'll be fine. All right. And I kind of like that this is like, you know, let me come down a little bit more so you can see without me having to keep picking. I feel like I keep picking up the paper so you can see. Let's just move the camera closer. Like, what revolutionary ideas? Okay. I am trying to cover the spine and make sure that it won't prevent the magazine from closing. I'm going to use heavy glue on this because it's watercolor paper, and so it's pretty heavy duty. Um, so this is my heavier wet glue. I think I want to write on this uh, hand. I love the hands with like mandalas drawn on them or something. Like maybe I will do that. Do I have a white Signo that will work? I might speed you up for this part or pause and come back or something. But I'm thinking maybe what I'll do is I will just draw. Just gonna. Yeah, see, this would take forever if I just did it on camera, but basically, I'm just going to draw. So I'll do this and speed it up so you can actually see that I'm doing it uh, and not like stamping or something, but I'm not gonna talk through the process. Okay, well, I probably pulled the camera too close and then got out of the screen because, of course, I did. I was trying to make it visible on camera, and then I think I maybe got out of out of the. Anyway, sorry. I tried. Here we go. I've got just like this mandala design drawn on here. I love the idea of like peace and love and light. And I think it fits in really well with the poem that I am including, that I'm going to include. So I like that. I might. I'm going to try something a little bit different here. I want this green kind of on these things, but I don't know if I want like a harsh green. Like I'm afraid if yeah, see, I don't love that. But I thought maybe if I take like a wet paintbrush and get a little bit of the ink, it didn't kind of worked, but it's not great. I probably need like paint or something, honestly. It's probably what I need to do. Okay, well, anyway, it was just looking a little too like stark white on the page, and I wanted to like muss it up a little bit. I don't like it when things are too like, clean and neat. So just adding a little distress. A little more. Okay. So here's a page. So that's something. And I'm going to just leave this so that it kind of peels up a little bit because I like tactile elements on my page. Okay. I said I wanted to use several of these. So I'm going to pull these out and I'm going to just go through and I can't tell which way is zipped and which way is unzipped. So I think I'm just going to pull these out and kind of layer them on the page where I think they belong. I don't like the word garden. I do like be brave. I like that. Enjoy the journey is another good one. Radiate positive vibes. I don't know. That's maybe too much for one page. I feel like if I stop to worry too much about what I'm sticking on each page, then this is going to take me a really long time. And that's just not the vibe I'm going for right now. I really just want to, but I am trying to create some contrast. I will say that. So for example, because the background on this page is very green, I'm choosing a component that's more yellow so that you can kind of see it instead of choosing something green, which feels like it just, I don't know. They both kind of feel like I'm getting nothing. Like no, not enough contrast. I ink my edges. You can do this with like a dauber like this. But the one that I have on my desk right here has green. It's like light colored, and if I use it with black, then it's hard to like come back from that because the black ink will sort of stain the dauber, and then I have to get a new top for it. So I'm being lazy, and I'm just using the ink like pad itself, and I don't mind that it gets messy. Like I like that look. So if you don't like that look, then you can certainly do it however you like. Feel free. I feel like I'm focusing a lot on the right-hand side of the page and I need to focus some on the left. So on this page, I'm deliberately going to work on this side. I want to try and find, do I want, maybe I'll save that. Maybe I'll do something different. I have these. So I painted these on like brown Amazon paper, using kind of actually like that first one that I just pulled, using my Lumi watercolors. I want it to be a little bigger. I don't think so. I think I like the smaller one. Okay, well look, that was done. That was easy. First one I picked out. Perfect. Love it. And I really love how the fluorescent colors look on the brown paper. It's such a such an interesting, like they're not as bright, obviously, as they are on white paper, but they just have like this like moody vibe. I don't know. I love them. So I'm going to use this. Now, I will tell you, it's already been about a half an hour, and I don't know if I'm going to get this all done in like one sitting, because I could spend hours going through this book and adding. You know what I want to do, though? Maybe I want to put something behind it and like layer a little bit. I need something that's sort of landscape oriented, though. All of these have stamping on them, and they're all something. I like that, but not for this page. What do you think about that? I like that, and I'm gonna lose this. I don't know. This is really kind of heavy paper. I'm gonna try and peel it. Have you ever done this? If you're working, like this is cardstock, right? So it's kind of heavy, but it's going across the spine, and that's gonna make my page hard to turn. So sometimes with cardstock and with like heavier papers, you can sort of peel it. You just peel the layers apart. You can do it with business cards. You can do it with like printed cardstock that you might buy. And then you have two pieces, the front and the back, essentially, that are now much lighter weight. Like this one still is a little weight to it, but not much. It's, like half of what it was. So now it will go over the spine much more easily. So I'm going to put that down, glue it across the spine here, glue this down. All right, and that's what I've got going on here on this page. Maybe I will do a little stabilo here. I don't know what I'm going to want to do next. So I'm trying to sort of keep this a little bit light, but all right, so got that. I don't think I need to dry it. I think it's going to be okay. All right, so what do I want here? Do I want one of these? I love putting in little tip-ins so the pages like flip. I like this heart. Do I want it here? Sure I do. That looks good to me. I have dropped that. I have my favorite tape. This is washi tape with handwriting on it, and I absolutely adore it. So I am going to use this to tape this in. And I'm tearing it so it's not the full width. And I'm going to tear on the back, or tape on the back. Durr. Yikes. Okay. Fold it over and tape it right in near the spine. All right. So now I've got that. And then I'm going to take the other half of the tape. I'm going to tear it so that it's a little thinner. And I'm going to tape this side of the spine in too. The trick with doing this is not to tape beyond the edges of your tag. Like if your tape goes too far down, then your tag won't flip. So your tape needs to end right even with the tag at both the top and the bottom. So like that's right where the tag ends, and that's right where my tape ends. Luckily, I mean, you can even do less. Like I'm going to tear this end off. You can do less than that, but you can't do more than that because then that will prevent the tag from flipping on the page. So Oh, here's what I need. This will work. I just wanted something I could like kind of get in here in this crease with. Okay. So now I have this little tip in. So I made these on the back of my desk calendars. I actually bring these home and I use them for all kinds of things. So you may have seen this one from earlier in the project, and you'll see this is from February. So a lot of my scrap paper is like the back of my desk calendar from work. But I don't necessarily want budget and to do this week on in my book. So this is a good opportunity to like build up where's this little book? Some layers, right? So I'm going to pull some of these things out and I'm going to just layer them on here. This one has this beautiful like window, right? And I'm going to put that one sort of on the top because I want to use one of these windows on another page. And so this will kind of like hold, like again, it's thematic. It'll kind of hold it together. This is like a vellum, so some of the stuff will shine through. Like that one. I'm just looking for like the this one has some lamps on it. That's gorgeous. I wish I had done this before I did all the stitching because I would rather have the stitching on the like show up. But of course, maybe what I could do is I could just collage part of it, leave the stitching around the edge. Maybe that's what I'll do. Hmm. And then down here where this is like super white, I can just go in with, a little bit of my colors that I was using. And I can just kind of bring that more into my color palette. Okay, perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. And then, do I want that? No. Do I want that there? No, because I think it blends in. I think this is like where we need like some words or something. I think I need something that kind of stands out, something to look at on the back of that heart tag. I'm just going to put Be Brave right there. All right. So I still don't have much on these like little ones, but I feel like there were a couple of these that were long and skinny, although maybe. Again, this is the same paper from before. I'm going to peel it again. The cardstock. I think it's too heavy for this page, for these little pages. It's not peeling well. The good news is it's okay if it looks distressed and kind of shabby and kind of torn up. Like might need my edges to be nice, and I don't mind if it's got like some scrapes and stuff to it. I do think that maybe I want to tear one of these edges so it's not a straight shot. And now I'm going to ink this edge. I just don't like this as an anchor. Like it's good through the I'm looking for my dauber. It's good through a stencil, but it's not good on an edge. So I have to find a different inker. I'll be right back. Okay, I found one that I can use with a black ink pen. This is what I'm inking. I just think this gives such a better, you just have a more control and you get a better outcome. I don't know, it's more satisfying, works better, whatever. I don't need to justify it. I just like it better. Right? I kind of like that this one side is like very straight and like not painted, and then it sort of like gets grungier as we go. Um, kind of like that. I don't know though. I actually don't love this color green on any of these pages. Ugh. I don't know. I just did all that inking and I just don't love it. I don't know why. Something about it is not speaking to me. I like this though. All right, folks. I am probably going to call this. I mean, I really do want to decorate the whole thing, but also I know that this process will probably take me hours. So I think I might do some of it like off camera and then just pop back in and show you what I have done with the rest of this. And then I will do a separate video when I do the words. Okay, I still have the words over here. I haven't done anything with them yet. When I add the words, I'll do a full separate video for that. But otherwise, in the meantime, I might just finish doing this sort of off camera. I love this idea. Where will it go? No. Hmm. See, I used up all of my big pages with stuff, and that's like really where this needs to go. Maybe I'll put it over on that side. And then I'll do like okay, I like this. The problem with this though is that it's gonna be like really fiddly to put glue on. Because these tiny little die cut edges. Okay. I was just thinking out loud. I'm thinking instead of letting this video be, hours long, because nobody really wants to watch that, I will just pop back in and show you what I've done with the rest of my decorating, and I will record the part where I do the words. So I think that's what I've decided. I'm still going. I'm not ready to quit yet, but you guys are probably tired of watching. It's been 41 minutes, and so you can see. I want you to go get to creating instead of watching this. So I'm gonna let you go. I'm gonna let you do your creating, and I'm gonna go do my creating. And we will meet back up in the next video and we'll talk about what we've done and whether, we're ready to move on to the words at this point. Just adding some shadow here beneath this to give it a little bit of depth and dimension on the page. Do I want to? I don't know. The question with something like this is, do I want to go in and add shadow in all the things? And I don't think I do. I don't think I do. I think I'm giving myself permission to be like fast with this project today. I still need something here. I like this. I like on this side, I like this mushroom, but I think it needs something. So I'm gonna keep looking for something that I might be able to do. What can I do? What can I do? I've got some tool that might be kind of fun on a page somewhere. I would have to stitch this on though. I like it. I like the glitter of it. What can I do? I keep saying I'm going to get off, I'm going to end this video, and then I keep not doing that. This is not productive, right? Oh, maybe down here I can like I love punching holes in things and like having having stuff like, oh my gosh, that hole punch does not want to go through. Oof. I don't know what that was about. This is not very sturdy. I probably need like a page protector on here, but luckily this is not going to do a whole lot of I'm not going to have to worry too much about like about it tearing or I don't I hope. I'm just tying this on. Okay. So you can probably barely even see this. Let's see if that works. It's just a little scrap of tulle in the green with a little bit of glitter, and I just tied it on around this hole punched edge, and it just, I don't know, it's too long. Maybe I'll cut it. So it just barely sticks out from the bottom corner. Just gives it just a little bit of, like a little bit of fabric and fiber and texture. Um, I don't know. I just, do stuff that looks good. I think what keeps it all together is keeping the color palette in mind and making sure that all of the colors feel cohesive and they feel like they connect. And if you are doing that, then anything else you do on the page really will work. Maybe I just need to add it up here. This is that one that I was fiddling with earlier that I said I didn't really like. Um, you know, you know, maybe it just needs a little brightening up. Maybe that's what I need to do. Ooh, that's a lot of paint. I don't need that much paint. I mean, that helps, right? It helps bring it in a little bit more to the color palette. It's not as flat green. The other green was like a really gray green, and I wanted it to be a little bit warmer. So I just smeared a little yellow paint on, and that helps. I don't have as much contrast, but I can fix that with a little Stabilo. The Stabilo will fix a lot of things. Oh. All right, so now we have some nice contrast on the page. I'm starting to layer some things on the left-hand side. I did do these stamps on the earlier. Oh, now that's black. Whoops. I was going to layer some of the green that I did up here. I was going to do some of those later on, but now I have a black one. Oh, it didn't get a lot of ink on. Perfect. How long will this video go? How many times will I say, I'm going to quit, and then I don't quit? What do you think? Oh, maybe I could have it like coming up out of the back of this. All right, look at that. Now I've got that stamping that looks like it's sort of like growing up out of the back. Um, kind of behind there. Maybe I'll put a little bit on the back cover. Maybe a little bit on the front cover. This little thing is driving me crazy. Can you see that on the front? Not really. Didn't really show up. That's okay. Doesn't have to. Doesn't have to be perfect. Where else? Let's just do. I'm just picking some random pages and adding a little bit of this to it, this stamp, so that it feels connected. And it doesn't have to be real obvious. It can be kind of like subtle and in the background. What did I want to do with this? I love it, but I don't know what to do with it. I'm just going to pull some out and cut it off and then kind of play around a little bit. Okay. So it is long. It's like ribbon, but it's got like these leaves on it. I don't know what I want to do. What do I want to do with this? Where do I want it to be? Oh, I like that. I like it kind of just layered up the page like this. I want to do it on a different page. Maybe I want to do it over here. Because I said I needed something else here. So maybe this is the something else that I needed. I think this is going to be kind of hard to attach. Oh, I didn't tip my glue upside down, so I can't use that right now. It's going to take me 20 minutes to get all the glue to the bottom. But I do think that maybe this is what I'll do. I'm going to cut the top off so it ends in a leaf and not a little piece of stem. So now I just have a leaf at the top. That's what I'm doing right there. That's it. That's how it's going to go on my page. What do we think? What are we thinking about that? All right. We're at 50 minutes, guys. I'm going to call it. I'm going to keep working on this probably. I will show you what I've done when I come back, when I'm ready to work on the words. So stay tuned. I'll be back later this week. Have a great day. I hope you have fun working in your journal. Have all the fun. Play with all the things. See what you like. I'm going to stop. All right, guys. See you later. Have a great day.